Hi everyone, it's Tori from Avalon Enchanted. Hope everyone is doing well. Today is Thursday, May 1st. So I am bringing you this week's Ascended Illuminations. The hell was that? Ascended Illuminations reading for May 1st through May 8th. Yesterday I posted the 3 cards and they were, I'll show them to you. You basically choose whichever one you feel most drawn to. I do a reading for each. That's your reading. So number 1 is the hazel. These are all trees, and you can see those stick things on the sides. Those are ogams, which are basically Celtic runes. Okay, so this is hazel. That's 1. And number 2 is the yew. You can see the ogams on that one. And then number 3 is the reed. The reed. So it gives you an idea of what they look like. 1, 2, and 3. So things are going well. Hope everybody is having a good day. The weather's been nice. I can't believe it's already May, and just in the process of trying to get everything together for the studio here in the house. If you have not known, as you're doing this, please do hashtag replay so I know how far the video goes. But Avalon Enchanted, we actually closed the studio in Wickford. So we are no longer at 24 Brown Street in Wickford. I now have a private studio in my home here on Jamestown. So I have the tent, which is not quite up yet, but we're going to be putting it up in a week or 2. And then I'll have the studio actually here in my house. I'm actually in the process of turning over my dining room into a brand new studio. So I'm really excited about that. Some of the things that I have been waiting to come in order to decorate with have come in. And I just got to start moving things around and setting things up. Basically everything that came in from the studio got dumped in that room. So there's a lot of stuff to move around. There's a lot of stuff that's going to need to be reallocated. There's also a fair amount of stuff that I may also very well need to get rid of, which is fine. If I do, I will certainly let people know when I'm doing it. I might do it on through Facebook. I might do it in a different way. I'm not sure. So all to be determined. So we're going to go ahead and start with 1, which, like I said, is the hazel. So if you selected 1, this is your reading. We are starting out with the Page of Pentacles crossed by the 6 of Swords. Behind us is the 2 of Cups. Beneath us is the Devil. Above us is the yeah, I'm drawing a total blank. Basically it's number 2. This one. Why am I drawing a blank? My mind is somewhere else. Anyhow, in front of us we got Death. 7 of Wands, 7 of Coins. We got the Star card. 6 of Cups. We got I always call him the wheeler dealer. And then 4 of Pentacles. So let's take a look and see what's going on. We do have some change coming up, but there's also the need to really be patient And I also feel like there's a need to slow some things down. There are going to be some new things that you're going to be rolling out. I almost feel like it's going to be going a back to basics kind of thing, in order to allow yourself to work through things. I feel like emotionally, though, with the star card, it's all about balance and being in a good place, and not allowing yourself to um, be impatient. You may very well be a little bit on the defensive, especially as you're in the process of working through some things. But with the death card, that means something comes to an end. But when something comes to an end, that means something new comes in, as we always say. Question is, what is it? There is a need in order to kind of make sure that you're on top of the finances, that you're on top of kind of keeping things kind of close to the vest. Just keep that in the back of your mind, um, with some of these things. But it's like, yeah, there you may have been kind of freeing yourself from something that's been going on, and you're finally kind of putting that particular chapter to bed. Um, you may find that there's a lot of questions about potentially what you did and how you did it, which may very well be causing this defensive stance. But I feel like there's something more to this. There's something new to this. Again, it's a going back to your original roots, going back to basics, and allowing yourself to start off anew and start off fresh, and pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, working with things that maybe you don't necessarily have a full mastery on, but it's pushing you in that direction. If I pull another card, I got the three of wands, which is looking ahead, moving forward. There's a lot of there's a lot of good movement, which is the one thing that I want to make sure that people are aware of. The movement is something that's really super important. Okay. Um, Let me read a little bit about what the hazel actually represents. All right. So the hazel actually represents intuition, the power of divination leading straight to the source. Hazel twigs have traditionally always been used for divining because of their pliancy and their affinity to water. It embodies many talents, including poetry, divination, and the power of meditation. Let's see. Through guidance with this card, these talents can also be a channel for creative energies, especially that which allows you to inspire or increase these capacities among others through your work interests and pursuits. The hazel, in fact, allows you to be a catalyst or transformer, which makes a lot of sense with this particular reading that I'm seeing here. Working through the promptings of intuition to bring ideas to the surface. Again, it's pushing you outside of your comfort zone. It's allowing you to, honestly, it's allowing you to pivot and do it in such a way where you may feel like you're taking a step back, but I feel like it's not a bad thing. I feel like it's a thing that allows you to reconnect with why you started what you'd started. Okay? So keep that in the back of your mind. And I do feel like this is going to be something that is going to be um that's going to be good, trust your gut, allow your intuition to really come to fruition. Um you know let go of what had been happening. We're in a totally different ball game. And once you realize that you can't hold on to something that's no longer there, then you're allowing for more space for wonderful things to come in. Yeah, we gotta get out of this mentality. But there is tradition, okay? Um, You may find that this is a time also of creativity. You may find that this is a time where you're spending more time with integration on some things as well. So even though it may not necessarily be you doing the full speed ahead that you've been doing, um, you're working smarter, not harder. And it may feel different. So it may not necessarily feel like the work that you've been doing is putting you where you want to be. but honestly, it is, okay? It's just that we need to kind of allow ourselves to get through this and be patient. Things will work themselves out, okay? Things will work themselves out. Um, I will say this though, we do have the Three of Swords, which to me is usually there may be some relationship changes, whether it be friendship or romantic. Just be advised of that. I don't necessarily feel it's like the end of the world, but I do feel it's you needing to stand strong and you to really standing in your power, you standing and being strong and making sure that you are taking yourself into consideration on the playing field of what's going on. Okay, so keep that in the back of your mind. So that is for one. That was Hazel. Let's take a look at the second one. I'm just going to do a shuffle, shuffle. So I am actually reading in Uxbridge on Saturday all day, 10 to 4. So if anyone is looking for a reading from me, you contact A Touch of Magic in Uxbridge, Massachusetts. They will add you to my calendar and you can get a reading with me that way. And then I'm actually doing a table tipping and tarot party on Sunday. So I have a busy weekend. And then the following weekend, as we know, is Mother's Day. So Mother's Day weekend. I'm going to shuffle one more time. I just want to make sure that these are really shuffled really, really well. Um, it's funny. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have just been feeling so incredibly tired, overtired. I feel like my sleep has been better, but I feel like I just wake up and I'm tired. I feel like I'm going throughout the day, and I'm crashing, energetically. I don't know if anyone else is feeling that way. I don't know if anyone else is finding that they're struggling with their energy level as well. But that's one of the things that I've been noticing lately. Um, been getting the dog out to the beach. She's been loving it. Been going to Fort Getty, and she's really been enjoying it. We've been doing some training out there. So let's take a look at the next one, which is 2. And like I said, that is the U. Okay, so the U, let's take a look. Said to grow a root into the open mouth of each corpse buried in the graveyard. This root is the symbol of rebirth, with the spirit, spirit reborn in much the same way as the tree itself is itself is reborn. Let's see. Basically, this tree places you in direct contact with your past. Your spiritual strength is renewed, your life is given fresh vigor, and you are able to understand through the wisdom that was always there, but you may have forgotten or ignored what was and is always will be. So to me, this is again a whole focus on rebirth and change. So let's see what we got coming up for this for 2. This is what I picked too when I did the pulls. So we got the 6 of Cups covered by the Queen of Pentacles. Behind us, we have the 7 of Cups. Beneath us, we have the 6 of Swords. Above us, we have the 2 of Cups. Again, there is, I like to call her the Sorceress. We got the Wheel, 9 of Wands. Emotional, we got the wand, yeah, Knight of Wands. And then what do we have ahead of us? We have the 2 of Pentacles, we have the World, but we also have the 10 of Swords. All right. So let's see what we got going on. What I'm going to say is that, yeah, there's definitely been an opportunity to work through some of the things and to reinvent. This has been something that maybe has had a partnership or some sort of collaboration on, or you're going to be finding that there's a collaboration. What I'm going to say with this is that you know more than you think you do, okay? With the fact that we have her sticking here, this means that she's holding things close to the vest, so trust your gut. Don't yak your plans out. All right, don't yak your plans out. This is a whole new cycle that's beginning. All right. You may find that with this, there are going to be some changes. This is really all about change and rebirth, recycling, things coming and moving through this process. There really is the need to make sure that you're staying in balance. And with the world, like I said, with the fact that we have this as well as the world card, that means one cycle ends, a new one begins, okay? And again, with the fact that we got the 10 of swords, this is, like I said, an ending card. So that means we definitely need to make sure that we cut cords with whatever we've been working on or whatever we've been trying to work through to allow ourselves the opportunity and the permission to grow again. This is something that's going to be really, really needed. It's going to be something that's going to help with your creativity. It's going to be something that's going to be a little uncomfortable. All right. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be something that's going to take some work. We do have the 5 of Pentacles. So what I'm going to say with that is I feel like this is more like a mindset. If you're thinking that, you're kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop and, oh my God, the worst thing, then yeah, you're going to get the 5 of Pentacles. If I pull another card, look, we got the Ace of Pentacles. So my point is, watch how you phrase things, watch how you think things through, and really focus on putting out the energy that you want out there. All right. I'm going to pull another card. We're going to find that we may not necessarily see our full path all at once. Right. And I almost feel like if we saw it, we might be running in the other direction. So this is something that tells us that the universe will show us what we need to see at the right time, at the right place. Okay. And again, we have the Death card. So to me, this is having to do with what we've been dealing with in the past. Really putting that to bed, putting that into place, making amends, working with your shadow work, starting anew. All right. Again, change can feel a little uncomfortable. Rebirth, we came into this world, it probably was very uncomfortable for us. As we shift and change, especially with everything that's shifting and changing right now, we're going to find that we are still needing to shift and change. All right. So just be aware of that, and just be cognizant of the fact that there may be moments that end, there may be moments that are out of our control, but there are moments that we really do have some great things coming in, like I said, with the Ace of Wands, okay? And the fact that we have all this new growth on it, I think is really super important to mention, because this could very well be something that you've been wanting to work on, but maybe have been afraid or you didn't have time to work on. And now all of a sudden, things have kind of shifted, things have changed, things have cleared out to allow you to bring this energy in. Okay. And that's where that rebirth is coming in. So if there's something that you have been focusing on wanting to add in, maybe to your personal relationships or into your business, then this might very well be where we're talking about. Okay. But I do feel like this shift, if we're not uncomfortable, then there's a problem. Let's put it that way. All right. Change. I know many people don't like change, but I feel like this change is going to be needed in order to survive. All right. You might find that as you're shifting, it may take a little bit longer than what you'd like. It might take a little bit more time and energy for you to put into something in order to get it going, but just be advised that what you're putting into it is what you're getting out of it. All right. So if you're putting your time and your energy into it, and you're trying to really make it work, then yes, you're going to get better results, obviously. But you have to clear out and let go of what hasn't been working or what is no longer happening anymore. All right. Putting that to bed, giving yourself the permission to provide yourself with forgiveness and love to everybody, and allowing yourself to focus on the new stuff. You will be frustrated, without a doubt, but I think in the long run, you're going to be in a better place. So let's take a look at the third reading, which is read. All right, read. And this is, let's see. So reeds stand in clumps at the edge of the rivers. And between, and we always focus on the rivers being the liminal places, the in-between places. So it's actually a very magical place. Choosing this card indicates that you are aware of the great outside and that surrounds us all. You are capable of finding order where others find only chaos. Your results are as sure as the intentions with which you started. Your progress by continually keeping your aim in sight. Choosing the reed gives you the capacity to make spiritual weapons, just as the bowman has first to make and find his bow. Then he has to make and find the arrows and tip them with a point. The flights or feathers at the base of the arrow give direction and prevent the arrow twisting and changing direction in flight. So in the same way, the reed, you are able to find direction and to give meaning and purpose to your journey that started at the beginning of the year. Usually it tends to focus on November. So if you connect with November, that's understandable. Once the journey has been entered upon, then surprise encounters and upsets are only to be expected. The skills to overcome these short-lived troubles are as important and essential as making the journey in the first place. All right, so keep that in the back of your mind. Let's do the reading for it. I want to make sure I shuffle these really, really good. So I'm also in the process of doing a lot of changes with like the website, and doing a lot of different writings to get some of the changes up on the website. What else? Just also trying to enjoy some time with the family, in this case, my family being Mark and the animals who are snoozing. Hara's downstairs. What else? This has been this month of upheaval has I'll say this. The month of in March into, well, end of April. Yeah, end of March, okay, into April has been a particularly stressful time for me. And I know it's been very, very stressful for a lot of people. So I feel like if you haven't been stressed, then you're doing it wrong. But I feel like there's just been a huge call to people to focus on a shift that's coming in energetically. And I feel like you're either with it or you're not listening to it. And if you're with it, you go with the flow. You're going to get to where you need to be. It may not necessarily be the direction that you thought you're going to be going in, but it's going to be where you need to be at that time. Okay, so keep that in mind. I'm going to give it one more shuffle, and then I'm going to do the reading for read, which was number 3. All right, number 3. All right, we got the 7 of Swords. I call him the sneaky bastard. I got the 9 of Cups. I got the 6 of Cups behind us. Beneath us is the Page of Pentacles. Above us, the 9 of Swords. Sorry, the 8 of Swords. Eight of Swords. In front of us, we have Chariot. So we have forward movement, which is always good. One of Cups, Ace of Cups, Six of Wands, emotional. Ooh, okay. There's the wheel. Let's see what we got outcome wise. We got the 10 of Cups, which is good. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. And we have the Queen of Swords. All right, let's see what we got. I want to pull another card. We got the Queen of Wands. All right, interesting. And we also got the Fool. Again, this is all about moving forward in journeys, you know? I kind of feel a little bit like a broken record. But I feel like this has all been about stuff moving through things and allowing yourself the permission to say, you know what? Okay, I know I need to find my opportunities, shift in order to be able to be relevant and current, and find new direction, you know, with the fact that we got read, you know, being that it's direction, you're able to find the direction and purpose of your journey. This has been really what that's about. Again, it's you know, certainly celebrating and being in a good place, but not self-sabotaging yourself. All right. So if you've been feeling like this has been a whole self-sabotage and it's disrupting your happiness, ask yourself, well, why am I thinking that? Where am I thinking that as happening? So that's something to kind of think, you know, keep in the back of your mind. You know, you're putting yourself in the middle between this rock and the hard place. This is kind of, again, with the self-sabotage, this is your doing. Are you going to allow yourself to stand in this position, or are you going to allow yourself to go with the flow? We got the King of Pentacles. So again, with forward movement, direction, balance, critical and key. Ace of Cups. So your shift and your ability to get out of your own way is going to give you the opportunity for some great things coming in. So this is where that mind shift is really going to have to happen. This is going to be a whole new chapter for you, a whole new journey. Question is, do you let the universe support you? I'm not saying go through things willy-nilly and you know, do knee-jerk reactions, because like I said, with the fact that we have the Knight of Swords, that's usually charging into things. So there are going to be some things that you may need to jump on quickly, but just be advised that you need to weigh out the pros and the cons on things. Okay. It's interesting because this whole shift is really about a shift in perception for yourself and a whole new journey, a whole new direction that you're going in. All right. There's also, as I like to call this, happy family. So if you're finding that you're spending more time and doing more with your loved ones, then that could very well be why that's coming in. You know, with cups being watery and emotional, there's the emotional side of having that connection, which is important. It's funny because to me, this whole reading number 3 is about the emotions on things. Okay. It's not necessarily about, I mean, yes, there is a portion of doing in this reading, but it's about more along the lines of the emotional side of taking that shift, taking that pivot, and knowing that you're going to be okay. You know, there's some creative things coming in for you. I feel like there's going to be things that are going to really be happen in the summertime. But as far as the Queen of Swords is here, you know, she's also going to be somebody that needs to kind of be in control. Um, you may find that you kind of keep everything kind of bottled up. With this card is what I'm feeling that um, there's a certain way that you want to do things. I'm going to say stick to your guns on this because you're being divinely led. You're being divinely led. All right. And allow yourself the permission to allow things to move forward. Wow. So I just pulled another card and I got the Queen of Cups. Again, this is a very emotional reading. This is about how you're shifting, how you feel about it, not necessarily the actual doing, but it's the shifting and the momentum and finding the direction. That's weird. So we got three of the four queens. We got one king. Don't um don't get caught up on the past. Allow yourself to use the Queen of Swords sword. Cut what is not working for you. Cut those cords. This is what she's here for, to loan you her sword. Cut away what wasn't working and allowing you to focus on what is here, what's present, and what's coming in, not what happened. All right. And I feel like that's on a very much emotional level. All right. Um, so I hope that that helps for this week. With everything going on, it seems like everything changes by the hour, by the minute, let alone the day. It's just been crazy in terms of the energies, in terms of just changes over in general with relationships, people, you name it. So I am gonna say keep your head up. Certainly there's a lot that we definitely want to work through. There definitely is an emotional aspect of things. And I almost feel like a lot of this is because the change is happening so fast that we are feeling unprepared and not on our game. Okay. Um, what else do I want to say? Um, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm reading this Saturday again at A Touch of Magic in Uxbridge. I'm going to be doing the reading fair again at A Touch of Magic in Uxbridge, May 17th and 18th. And then I'm also going to be doing a crystal healing sound bath on May 31st, also at A Touch of Magic. We're going to be getting the tent up, so we're going to be having the what is it? The pyramid experiences are coming back. We're going to be getting the new studio space up and running soon. It may be a little bit longer than what I had anticipated because there's just a lot more work to do than what I had initially thought. Everything is coming in, but it's a lot of work. It's a little daunting, not gonna lie. Kind of daunting. I'm excited because I'm actually going to be going to Sedona, going back to Sedona in September. So I'm really excited about that. We're going to be staying out in the Verde Valley, just outside of Sedona, and going in and around Sedona and some of the other areas. So I'm looking forward to that. Again, if you're looking for any sort of travel plans that you need some assistance with, please let me know. I'm happy to help you with that. Everything from booking hotel reservations, cruises, travel, car rentals, travel insurance, excursions, etc. Let me know. I'm happy to book them for you, whether it be family, whether it be business, whether it be magical travel, which is what I really enjoy doing. Our trip to Sedona has definitely a magical feeling for it, and we're going to be actually doing some UFO hunting. We're going to be working and hiking in the portals, and we're going to see Sekhmet and the rocks again. So I'm really excited about that. In the meantime, if people are interested in a reading or in a healing, let me know. Until I get everything up and running in my space, I'm going to be doing things remotely by Zoom. So if that's something that you're interested in, a reading by Zoom, let me know. I'm happy to set things up for you and do the reading for you. If you're wanting something in person, we're going to be needing to wait a little bit longer. That's the 6 o'clock whistle. So I guess that is confirmation for me to move on and wrap this up. The email is Tori, Tori, at AvalonEnchanted.com. You can message me through YouTube. You can message me through Facebook on my personal page, or even on the Avalon Enchanted page, or even on Instagram. So lots of different ways to connect with me. Hope you have a wonderful day, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this, and take care. Bye.